Hey y'all, Scott here.
Fuck it. Hello my fellow brethren, today we are going to be talking about the current Roe V Wade situation. Now this is my first political commentary, so please try to be patient with me as I try my honest best to make this as coherent as possible. So unless you're currently up to speed, the alt-right has taken over the Supreme Court and are now trying to enforce their beliefs, starting with abortion, and eventually gay rights, women's rights to vote, and potentially reinstalling segregation and much more. How do I know this? Well, I unfortunately used to be a hardcore alt-right conservative for 4 or 5 years starting back in 2016. Yes, I was one of the people who voted for Trump. Now that being said, Hillary was still an awful person, so I would still choose not to vote for her back in 2016. If you all are interested about all the awful stuff she has done, then let me know. I gladly make a vid over her dark past.
If we want to call Hillary Clinton a lying, demonic, corporate witch, we can do it. You got that, Hillary? Sick of your crap.
Not only that, but your conservatives are also talking about taking away birth control and merging contraceptives and potentially even banning out condoms and porn and other stuff. So with that being said, let's jump into my next note. Now Trump back in 2016 said that when he gets elected that he would appoint justices to the High Court to get Roe V Wade overturned, which we see now. Trump also said that women who get abortion should be punished for it, and some recommendations of punishment that people in the right came up with are, and I quote, death penalty, a huge fine, 2-year or longer prison sentence, and much more. Regardless if it was over incest or rape as well. So if you're raped and you became pregnant, you get an abortion, that you get a death penalty. That's what some people are calling for.
People like me from previous months, okay? Total control. Bing, bing, bong, bong, bing, bing, bing. You know what that is, right?
Crazy stuff. Now, I said earlier that they are trying to get birth control and other forms of pregnancy prevention banned. So let's talk more about it. Last year, i.e. 2021, in Missouri, Republicans tried blocking funding that would go to Planned Parenthood as a way of making a statement towards pro-choice individuals. But it was revealed that their ambition wasn't to try and stop abortions, but to also attack and try to rid of birth control as well as emerging contraceptives such as Plan B and IUDs. And this political coup was led by Republican Senator Paul Whelan. Thankfully, they failed. The second incident also occurred last month in Idaho. A state Republican chair of House State Affairs Committee, Brent Crane, said he will try to hold hearings on legislation banning emergency contraceptives after the Supreme Court finalized their decision on Roe v. Wade. In our last incident, a Louisiana House Committee in May, as well, has passed a bill that says that personhood begins at point of fertilization, which is just factually wrong, and this bill can probably and will be used to outlaw many types of birth control. And it's not surprising that they believe this type of stuff because in the Bible, because they all tend to believe this dumb shit, says that coming on the floor or on the back or anywhere that is inside of a woman is bad. Not only that, apparently God knows you in heaven before you're even in the womb. So, of course, they're doing this type of stuff, which is just dumb and crazy. Because this is reality, not fantasy. So before we get into recent news, we are going to talk about some Bible verses, and we are going to talk about how pregnancy actually works. We're going to do a short rendition of how pregnancy works, because I don't like going into the entire process, but it's going to be enough for you to understand how this actually works and why abortion's not bad. So let's start with Genesis 38. So we're going to talk about the Bible verse, obviously. So we start with Genesis 38 in this part of the scripture. It talks about Judah meeting some bitch and having 2 sons. I don't care to list actually all the names of the people because this is fake anyways. There's like barely anything that's actually real in the book. So Judah had 1 son called Er and a 2nd son called Onan. Then Judah took, yes, you heard me, Judah took a wife for Er, his first son. But Er was apparently evil, so the Lord, i.e. God, killed him. Then Judah forced Onan to bang his dead brother's now widowed wife, and to continue the lineage as the book puts it. Well, Onan did bang his dead brother's wife, but chose to pull out and spread his seed on the floor, which pissed God and had Onan killed. So God killed Onan. And the second reference from the Bible, Jeremiah 1, the Lord came to Jeremiah saying, before I formed you in the womb, I knew you, i.e. heaven. So as you can see, God, the Bible, is already humanizing and granting Jeremiah personhood before pregnancy occurred. Before we get back to reality, I'm going to reference one more part of the Bible, and it's going to help you understand how it all right thinks and sees stuff. Psalm 139:13. For you, God, formed my inward parts, you knitted me together in my mother's womb. So, as we can see, they think that God is responsible for the pregnancy, the development of their organs, and how they are already humanized due to the fact they apparently met God before entering the womb. It also shows that they believe that any form of sex that is done for fun and to not procreate is considered a bad deed or sin in their words. Now, this is going to be the part of how pregnancy works. It's going to be a short rendition of how pregnancy works. It's not going to go over every single week and every single development. We're just going to go over enough that you understand how this works. We'll go in pretty good detail for the beginning and the ending house of pregnancy. Obviously, in order for pregnancy to start, a biological male sperm must fertilize a biological female egg. No sex is needed, by the way. Now, does this mean that the pregnancy has started yet? No. The biological female body will not fully conceive the fetus until 2 or 3 weeks after fertilization, basically based on the length of the female's period cycle. On week 4, the body will produce the placenta and the amniotic sac. The placenta is an organ that develops in the uterus and provides oxygen and nutrients to the fetus. It also removes waste from the fetus's blood. The placenta attaches to the wall of the uterus and the fetus's umbilical cord arises from it. Now, the amniotic sac is a fluid-filled sac that occurs and protects the fetus in the womb during pregnancy. Week 6 is when the fetus starts to develop into looking more like a human, though it is actually just an organism still, because it can't do stuff like humans can do. And also around this time they will finally be developing organs and will continue until week 12. Week 24, this is when the fetus starts to look more like a baby, but still needs to feed off the host in order to continue developing its lungs and other organs, and will fully develop until week 36. Then from week 37 to week 34, a delivery should occur at some point in which the fetus will separate from the host and be born as a baby. So as you can see, real life is completely different from the Bible, and this is my second time recording this, so fuck it.
Am I so out of touch? No, it's the children who are wrong.
So we are on the last section of what I wrote, and we'll be going to current events. So as of today, i.e. Monday when I wrote this, the Supreme Court has said that they will have an answer on Tuesday, or Thursday, either this week or next week. I am not sure which week it is because they say the last Tuesday and Thursday of this month, but apparently the hearing is supposed to be 21st or 23rd. I'm confused on which fucking week it's supposed to be. And honestly, I'm kind of livid why it's taking this long because it shouldn't. This should not take like fucking 10 months to fucking do. I mean, not like 10 months, but it's been like 4 months since it's been fucking going on. Anywho, outside of that, we also have this group called Jane's Revenge that's planning on rioting at 8 p.m. when Roe v Wade is overturned because that seems to be the direction that the Supreme Court's going, so. And Jane's Revenge is going to be calling it Night of Rage. They are also putting posters in areas like DC and other places. Now, what is my opinion on the right? I'm not going to answer that. We also have reports that the justices a year or two ago in a pre-hearing said that they uphold a decision on Roe v Wade and claim it as law of the land. Obviously, they lied considering what's going on now with the overturning of Roe v Wade. We also have another report that the Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas has covered up his wife's involvement in planning the Trump insurrection, and Congressman Bill Pascrell is demanding that he resign for treason, and I don't blame him. He should resign.
Your planet is ours, we are out in the open now. Someday you're killing one dozen biscuits. Full-on satanic attack. Destroy the child. Corrupt them all. Look at you, little baby.
So that's all I have for current reports. I just finished running this like 3 hours ago. This is my second time recording it because the fucking thing I was trying to use recording stopped me like 5 minutes in, so I had to re-record all the other parts. But there is gonna be a protest, and I'm all for it because this is bullshit. And this is the alt-right conservatives wanting to revert America back to 1950s, and they've been preaching about this since Trump's 2016 election run. I can bring up all the evidence that prove my points. And yeah, they do believe in a whites being replaced in America. The, great replacement theory and whatnot. Anywho, I hope you got something out of this, and I hope you watch my other ones going forward. I know I stutter a lot, but I have ADHD, and I tend to do that when I have to say stuff I already said before, and I said this before like an hour ago, and I decided to fucking take a break just so I had to start as bad as I would have. So, that all being said, subscribe, like, comment, share, and cheers.